The alarm blared at 5:30 a.m., jolting Mark Rivera awake. He rubbed his tired eyes, the dim glow of his phone illuminating the dark apartment. Another day, another dollar. His cat, Whiskers, meowed impatiently from the foot of the bed, demanding breakfast. Mark sighed, dragging himself up. Meanwhile, across town in a penthouse overlooking the city, Daniel Carter stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows, sipping his imported espresso. The CEO of EverTech Solutions adjusted his cufflinks, staring at the financial reports on his tablet. Profits were up, but something felt off. Employee morale surveys had been declining for months. "Sir, your 7 a.m. is here," his assistant called. Daniel turned to see a middle-aged man in a cheap suit holding a briefcase. "Mr. Carter, I'm from Disguise Consultants. You requested an undercover identity." 2 hours later, Daniel examined himself in the mirror. The transformation was shocking. Gone was the tailored suit, replaced by faded jeans and a wrinkled polo. His usually gelled back hair now hung loosely, slightly greasy. Even his posture had changed, slouched, less confident. "Perfect," the consultant said. "You look like every other overworked, underpaid tech employee. Just remember, no sudden CEO mannerisms, no ordering people around, blend in." Daniel nodded, slipping on the fake ID badge. Dan Wilson, IT intern. The EverTech office buzzed with its usual morning chaos when Daniel arrived. No security guards nodded at him, no assistants rushed over. For the first time in years, he was invisible. His training was assigned to Mark Rivera, a quiet man in his late 20s with dark circles under his eyes. Mark barely glanced up from his 3 monitors when Daniel approached. "New intern." "Great. Just don't touch anything important," Mark muttered, gesturing to an empty chair. Over the next week, Daniel witnessed things that shook him to his core. On Tuesday, he saw Mark fix a critical server issue during lunch while eating cold pizza with one hand. When Daniel asked why he didn't report it, Mark just shrugged. "They don't care unless it's broken." On Wednesday, he watched as Mark's supervisor took credit for his firewall upgrade in the department meeting. Mark didn't protest, just kept typing. Thursday was the breaking point. At 8 p.m., long after others left, Daniel found Mark still at his desk debugging code. "Why do you stay so late?" Daniel asked. Mark paused, then showed him his screen, a vulnerability in the payment system. "If I don't fix this, customer data leaks," but he minimized the window suddenly as footsteps approached. "Rivera, still here," the department head laughed. "Don't you have a life?" Mark forced a smile. "Just finishing up, sir." 2 weeks into the charade, disaster struck. Daniel was in the break room when alarms blared through the building. Employees panicked as screens flashed red. "System breach, data leak detected." The CFO burst in, face pale. "We're losing millions by the minute. The hackers are demanding Bitcoin." Chaos erupted. Daniel watched as executives scrambled uselessly. Then his eyes found Mark, calm amidst the storm, typing furiously. Daniel pushed through the crowd. "Mark, what are you doing?" "Backdoor protocol I built 6 months ago," Mark said without looking up. "They laughed when I proposed it, said it was paranoid." His fingers flew across the keyboard. The alarms stopped, silence, then the main screen flickered to life, security restored, backup initiated. The room erupted in cheers. The CFO clapped Mark on the back. "Good job, Rivera," Mark supplied quietly. Daniel had seen enough. He slipped away to the restroom, removing his disguise. The next morning, an all-hands meeting was called. Employees whispered nervously as Mark sat in back, exhausted from his all-nighter. The doors burst open. Gasps filled the room as Daniel Carter walked in, back in his CEO attire. "Some of you may have noticed our intern Dan has disappeared," Daniel began. Murmurs spread. "That's because he never existed." A video played on screen, security footage of Mark working late, fixing critical issues, being ignored. Then the hack, Mark's heroism. Daniel walked straight to Marky, who looked ready to faint. For 3 weeks, I've seen how this company really operates. Seen who actually keeps us running. He turned to the stunned crowd. Effective immediately, Mark Rivera is our new Chief Technology Officer, and to those who took credit for his work. Daniel's gaze swept across several red-faced managers. Clean out your desks. As the applause erupted, Mark stood frozen. Daniel leaned in. One question, why stay? After how they treated you. Mark met his eyes. Because someone had to care. Daniel nodded, handing him a new badge, this time with gold lettering. Now everyone will.